So when we look at the stage 2 section of the page, we can start this virtual clinic environment. So this is essentially a way of us refining our differential diagnosis skills. So once we hit start clinic, it will bring up a patient profile, and in this box here we can start to ask the system our history and symptoms, which will respond dynamically to the questions that we ask. You can briefly see some of the responses, type a few in as we go. And then what we do then is we record the history and symptoms in this box here. So blurred near vision in this case. Risk factors, well, we would have found out from our history and symptoms, so I'll put none in this case. And then the signs, this is where we can offer a differential diagnosis. So what we'd move on for here is we'd look into our diagnostic toolbox. We can click on a range of different tests. So when I hit cover test there, we can see that there's population in these two fields. We could then refine with a Maddox rod, fixation disparity. You can see that these areas all get populated. We could look at refraction and what the VA looks like. And if required, we could look at refining that with a cyclopedic refraction. So in this case, I may just add, I don't know, make something up, plus 275 in this case. And maybe a 575, I don't know, as you can see. Some of the profiles may require colour vision assessments, this one doesn't. Or even you can look at sort of anterior eye, posterior eye, OCT information. Additional tests, we could also request things like pressures, maybe dilated. So then we populate our findings here. So I'm just going to fill everything in with normal for now, just so you can see what happened. Diagnosis, I'm just going to put normal across the board. So once we've finished and we've entered this, that's good, I didn't fill that in. Once we've populated all the boxes, the finish button will now analyse your performance and your record card, and we will get some feedback. Now, this initial feedback here is designed to look at your performance in that session only, and it's got some considerations for further improvements. Now, the interesting bit here is at your stage 2 visits, you have the overarching competency viva. So when we press this start learning conversation here, the system has now created this into a similar kind of record card that you might see in part of those overarching competencies vivas. And then there's a dialogue between yourself and the AI to test your reasoning behind your differential diagnosis. I'll just put some things in so you can see that it will dynamically address your feedback and your questioning depending on your performance. You could then finish the viva. At some point in time, we will have a little assessment there to tell you how well you did, but I haven't got that built yet. And then we close, and what we can do then is move on, and then a new patient is loaded, and we can ask again, carry on with the new history and symptoms. So again, quite a useful little tool just to practice with. A little tip here is you could press, I think it's Control, Windows and I on some browsers. I'll make it work now, but we will have a speak function at some point in the future.